God has a mission for your business. It is people, and that includes you. It is not just profit and plans and projects and promotions and pursuits and prizes and praise, though you may have been told that. God's intention for you is to transform you into the image of his son. And his intention for you is to go and tell others about him as well. And you know what? He is using your business to do both. But often we are so focused on all of those other things, the profit, the plans, the projects, the promotions, the pursuits, the prizes, and the praise, that we leave the people behind. So in this video, I want to talk about all these other things that may be keeping you from actually focusing on the people. We'll focus using 3 questions and see if the reasons that this is happening come from those questions. So the first question we're going to look at is, why are you striving? The second is, who are you trying to impress? And the third is, what is your real motivation to continue? We'll look at the answers to these 3 questions and see if the focus is actually putting the people after all those other things in your business and what it means to God for your business. Join me. Hey there, wise woman. This is DeneenTB, your Christian business growth strategist and clarity coach. I am so happy that you're here with me today. And so here's your reminder to make sure to subscribe to the channel if you've been enjoying the content. Okay, so God's mission for your business is for you to prioritize people. And in order to do that, you need to really have the right focus on what God is asking you to do in your business. Your business life is actually no different than your personal life. So if you are marginalizing the people in your business, guess what? You're probably also marginalizing the people in your actual personal life as well. Because you know what? You cannot be 2 different people. Okay, so to get a handle on what's happening in your business life, we're going to work through these 3 questions about the things that are really taking priority over the people. Remember what I said? It was the profit, the plans, the projects, the promotions, the pursuits, the prizes, and the praise. Okay, so now you may know that I love alliteration. Hence all the P words, right? I love when I can create this kind of a list of words that start with the same letter. And you know why I do that? Because it's a great way for you to remember the list because you're able to group together these concepts. And well, for me, it's just fun. So let's look at the first question. Why are you striving? Now, for many of us, we got into business because we wanted to make a difference. We wanted to have an impact. But the reality is, in order to have an actual business, it does need to make money. This is the profit, right? And of course, profit is nice. It gives us the ability to have the things that we need and even gives us the ability to have the things that we want. I start with money because I think it's the strongest pull for our attention. We can be so focused on money, on making that profit, that we'll do almost anything to make it happen. This is the temptation from the enemy. Money in and of itself is not evil, but it can be used as a weapon if we ignore the people while trying to get it. Because God's money ideas are really centered around stewardship, and that has to do with what you are doing with the money. Another thing that we can get lost in striving in our businesses is making all those plans. We actually regiment our lives in such a way that there's really no room left in our life if there's some type of event that happens or an accident or an emergency or just to have plain enjoyment. We get wrapped up in all of our plans and we forget we are doing it for a reason, for a purpose. Now, I'm not saying that planning is not good. I am a total planner, but I like to plan way out in advance. And I do this so that I can actually make space for the important things in my life, AKA the people, right? When we strive to make sure that the plan is executed properly over everything else, that's when we kind of head into dangerous territory. When your vision, your plan is not going the way that you imagined it, you get really like hyper focused on making it happen at the expense of everything else. God's views on our plans, I like to say, are kind of comical, because it doesn't matter how much we think we are in control. Because if you have seen and read through Proverbs at all, you know that it is peppered with what God thinks of our plans. Because he says things like that we can make our plans, but that he determines our steps, that his purposes will prevail, and that he will make them succeed. And let's not forget this. Let's not forget all of our projects, because those are the things that are actually inside of our plans. And again, we get tunnel vision trying to accomplish them. We strive to be able to get them checked off of our list, so to speak. They are things that will truly move your business forward. Well, so we think, right? Some of my projects are things like creating lead magnets, like things like my master classes or the downloads or even videos like this. And a project I have right now is writing a book. And let me tell you, there were so many interviews to get ready for the book. I joke sometimes that my introverted side would just love to continue just to create all of these things in my business and make the money and actually not talk to the people. Projects may seem really super important. They may even take a lot of your time, but that is not what God has called you or called me to do in our businesses. Why? Because we actually solve a problem. You solve a problem for someone through your business, and you need not to get lost in all of these projects that actually take you away from really solving the problem that you were meant to solve. So, have you been striving in any of these areas? Where is your focus? Is it on the profits? Is it about creating the plans? Are you stuck in your projects? Where are your people in all of this? Let me know down in the comments. Let's start a conversation about what this is bringing up for you. Okay, so let's look at our second question. Who are you trying to impress? Now, I know that you have heard of the imposter syndrome. All of us have, right? It is characterized by that feeling that you are not good enough or that someone's going to find out that you're actually a fraud. Have you been caught in that trap? I know I have. So where does it come from? Well, usually it comes from some type of trauma, and not deep trauma, but trauma that it's something that someone said to you a long time ago, and your reaction was, I'll show them. I'm going to show them, right? For me, it was my mother in my head saying that. I know for a friend of mine, it was a teacher. It doesn't matter how many promotions that you get, because when you feel like this, you'll always feel like you have that person in your head saying, you'll never ... fill in the blank, right? You can always hear that person in your head. So what happens? Most people respond by working harder, by doing everything possible to be the best and holding themselves to some kind of ridiculous standard of perfection. That means that they don't have time for the people because they're trying to prove to that person that's in their head that they are wrong. So have I described you in some way? God is bigger than all of those hurt feelings. God has given you a new identity in him, and he actually calls you a royal priest in 2 Peter. That means that he has a specific job for you to accomplish through your business, and it has to do with promoting him by showing his goodness in the marketplace. Ask God to heal this hurt for you. Don't allow that person to take up any more space in your head or in your heart. Another thing that can point to trying to impress someone is when our pursuits become the overwhelming focus of our lives. So let me ask, do you have a lot of different areas where you want to be known? Maybe in your business, you're also trying to be a speaker. Maybe you want to be an author and write a book. Maybe you want to create a YouTube channel or have a coaching program, be interviewed on a podcast or organize a conference or get on television. Wow. Should I go on? What would you actually add here? When you are so involved in so many different and separate areas, there's really no time to focus on the people that you're called to help. The focus is only on the people who can actually do something for you. You are always moving forward, and you really don't take the time to look at those people that you've actually left in your wake. Paul told us in Philippians 2 that we are not to be selfish. We're not to try to impress others. We are actually to think of others better than ourselves. Your pursuits actually pale in comparison to what you are called to do, because we're called to do it in humility in our businesses, and we're supposed to be taking that interest in others, in the people, right? So are you caught trying to impress someone other than God with your business? Are you trying to get all the promotions to prove someone wrong out there? Or are you just pursuing all these different, as we call it, opportunities to make yourself look good to others? Where are all the people in what you're doing? Let me know down in the comments. Let's have that conversation. What's happening now? We've gone through a lot of this list already, and I want to know where you are. Now, on to the third question. We're going to look at what is your motivation to continue? One of the things that we look at in calling clarity is your expertise. Many who come into this section are so proud because they can add their degrees, their certifications, their certificates, and all the other learning that they've put down. They act as if it is a prize. Now, many clients come to me having so many different credentials, but no idea what to do with any of those credentials. Others feel that they need to actually continue to accumulate more letters behind their name so that people will actually take them seriously. So when your motivation, your eye is on the prize, so to speak, you miss out on what is happening on the way towards what you think is the prize. Being the smartest person in the room is not always necessary. So what is the prize for you? Is it the coaching certificate? Is it belonging to some kind of prestigious organization or association? Is it to get another degree? These are really just shadows of all of the work that you can do right now that will actually solve your clients' problems and give them real hope. The prize for us as believers is to have God say to us, "Well done, good and faithful servant." So will the next piece of paper or plaque that's hanging on your wall mean anything when you come before the Lord? Does it? Because right now he has already equipped you to do what he's calling you to do. You have to trust him with it. Now, there's also the motivation of praise. The praise of one's teachers and mentors, the praise of your clients, maybe team members, business colleagues, and partners. When you live seeking the praise of others, you miss out on the part of actually helping others, helping your people. You can tell yourself that you are helping them to succeed, but in reality, you're using them to help you succeed. Now, I know this may be really harsh words, but when you position yourself to be the center of attention in everything that you do, in all of your endeavors, everyone must rely on you for their success as well. It really creates minions, not these autonomous individuals that you have helped to get to their next level. This love of praise, it does give you a boost in your confidence. I do see that. But you know what? It is really short-lived once all those people that you've collected around you really get wise to what is really happening for them. In Romans 2, Paul says, "A person with a changed heart seeks praise from God, not from people." I think that's a really good thing to remember. So what is motivating you to continue in your business? Is it collecting more knowledge so that you can show off in some way? Or is it receiving the praise of others and being really popular? Is that what's motivating you? Think about it. How are you treating the people? And where do they fall in all of this? Again, I would love to know in the comments anything that you're thinking right now, what's going through your head. God has a mission for your business. It is people, you included. He wants you to put others first, and he wants you to have this transformed heart that is willing to serve. It is not just about the profits and plans and projects and promotions and pursuits and prizes and praise. All those things will actually be a part of your business, but it should not be the focus of your business. So how will you prioritize people over the profit, the plans, the projects, the promotions, the pursuits, the prizes, and the praise? Are you struggling to see how you can really do that? If you are, let's have a clarity call. Let's see if the Calling Clarity program is where you need to be to really create the God-centered business that you want and that he wants for you. Let me know again down in the comments anything that sparked for you. What ideas are going through your head as you think about putting the people first. This is DeneenTB. Thanks so much for being here. Make sure to do all the things like and subscribe and comment, because that helps the algorithm and it helps me know that you are thinking through these things. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, be filled to overflowing.